Tonight, the IU football team is on the ground in Miami. The route to Florida took the Hoosiers from coast to coast this season. Maryland to California, Pennsylvania to Oregon, all building to this weekend, this moment. Thanks for inviting us in on this Friday night. It's 11 o'clock. We've got team coverage for you of the Cream and Crimson. Alex Almanza is looking at party planning here in Indianapolis. But let's begin tonight with Dom and Eli, who are in Florida with the team. Guys?
Welcome to Miami International Airport, where just hours ago, IU officially arrived here in Miami. We had a trumpet, a saxophone.
It's a party here.
This is how they do it in Miami. Hoosiers are here, boots on the ground, ready for a national championship, and we got to hear from Curt Cignetti.
Yes, we did. As soon as he got off the plane, did a couple interviews, went over and talked to a mainstream of media that was sitting here waiting for everyone's arrival. Fernando Mendoza dialed in as he walked towards the bus. There were 5 busfuls of players, coaches, and staff all making their way to get ready for this national championship. And this weekend kicks off, of course, media days.
Yep.
Interviews, practices, walkthroughs, and we're going to be here for it all.
And we know that the Hoosiers will continue to be dialed in, focused on the task at hand. Curt Cignetti, as you might imagine, ready to rock here for the national championship.
Well, I can't say what the mood of the team is. I think we've had a good week of preparation, but there's still over 48 hours to go there. So, we've got, we want to sharpen the edge and go in there so that, we can play our very best. And, so the fans in terms of Indiana, I'd love for it to be a home game.
Dom, as you mentioned, boots on the ground. We're expecting an awesome matchup here. What a story Indiana has been this season. Can they do it one more time to improve to 16-0 on the year?
And cap off what would be the best sports story in recent memory, for sure. These planes are huge, especially in person. Holy smokes. But the Hoosiers are here in Miami, and Eli and I have you covered all throughout the weekend on air and on WTHR+. Please tune in, enjoy our coverage as the Hoosiers look to make history and win the national championship. For Eli Gain, I'm Dominic Miranda here at Miami International Airport, 13 Sports.
Great job, guys. And back here at home, the party is just getting started. Businesses here in downtown Indianapolis getting ready tonight for crowds of people on Monday. Alex Almanza continues our team coverage tonight. He's downtown with how the bars are now prepping for the big game.
Well, you know what? The bars that we've been speaking with say that this is just like any other sporting event or concert, that they are prepared. But what they're really wanting to do is bring the spice, the flavor of Bloomington here in downtown Indianapolis.
On a Friday night when the Pacers are playing down the street, a few empty chairs and tables doesn't necessarily mean it's slow business. It just means the fans at Gainbridge are soon to be walking through those doors.
You got to come according to plan, just like a football game. I mean, you got to have everything raveled the right way, staffing accordingly.
But Friday's Pacers fans aren't the big worry for District Tap Manager Vincent Rabidos. No, it's Monday's national championship game that will pack watch parties from Evansville to South Bend and here, the heart of Indiana.
It's a historical moment, so we're sitting there looking forward and expecting a huge draw with the people that are unable to make it down to the game.
Rabidos says he hopes to make the atmosphere much like a home game. Over at Brothers, same deal for bartender Hayden Weaver. Calm before the storm.
Crazy night for us. I think we're pretty well prepared and everything, and really excited for the crowd that's coming.
Come Monday night, these chairs won't be so empty.
But having IU having so much success, making this run in the playoffs, that's definitely drawn in a much larger crowd than what we would normally anticipate in the January or the month of January.
And with big crowds comes safety protocols. IMPD keeping their eyes peeled for any funny business. They tell 13 News they're constantly monitoring planned events around Indy and, quote, will continue to respond to community law enforcement needs should we be needed.
Those bars are going to be working overtime as those fans bring the heat. And they're hoping that the excitement, the loudness of those bars can be heard all the way down in Bloomington as IU takes on Miami. In downtown Indianapolis, Alex Almanza, 13 News.
All right, Alex, thanks so much. The biggest party of them all may be taking place in Bloomington Monday. Not surprising, of course, for the home of the Hoosiers. City leaders tell us they expect thousands of people to be along Kirkwood and at viewing parties all over Bloomington. The upstairs pub plans to get things started early with a celebration getting underway at 11 o'clock on Monday morning. The folks over at Lenny's told us their watch party is fully booked. More than 100 people there to watch a victory. And we talked to one employee who is also a student. He told us he's excited to see his Hoosiers make history.
The football atmosphere here has just really revitalized a lot of what this college town really is, and there's even like an economic impact where you can see just more people coming in for football games, which I know businesses here love, and it's just fun to help and be a part of.
And there is a free watch party at the Buskirk Chumley Theater, 600 seats on a first-come, first-served basis. In all, this game means hundreds of thousands of dollars for the Bloomington economy. So expect more police in Bloomington because of the crowds. They'll be increasing staffing before, during, and after the game. And check this out, super signage in Miami. How about this? Indiana and Miami represented on the side of the Paramount Miami World Center Tower. This is a 60-story skyscraper. The developer, we're told, is a Miami alum, so it's nice of him to include the Hoosiers. Well, our stories from Miami will be ramping up this weekend. Dom and Eli leading our team coverage alongside Sam Johnson and Dustin Grove. Sunday, you can catch our special from 6 to 7 p.m. That's streaming over on WTHR+. And Angela, it's going to be hot down in Miami, but not exactly that here in Indiana, is it?
No, they're going to be in the 70s in Miami the next couple of days, back into the 60s for game time on Monday. Monday locally will be our coldest day, so if you think you're going to be standing in line, you're going to need all the winter gear. Speaking of winter, we've got some snow showers, these bursts of snow moving through Marion County, Hamilton County, into southern Madison County. I just peeked outside. Yes, we've got some flurries and snow showers in downtown Indianapolis, and what's out to our west will continue to move our way. So additional bursts of snow. What's also moving our way, that cold air you see in Iowa. Temperatures will start to fall through the 20s, and we don't make it out of the 20s as we get into the weekend. Some snow showers the next 24 hours, 25 tomorrow, and a high of 24 on Sunday. More on that really cold Monday. Bitter start to next week in the full forecast.
All right, Angela, we'll see you in a bit. The Chicago Bears have called Illinois home since the 1920s, but a stadium standoff could change everything. So there's this push by some Indiana lawmakers right now to draw that legacy team to our state. This is a story we first reported last night, and now we're taking a deeper look at a plan that seems to be gaining momentum. Senate Bill 27 would create the Northwest Indiana Stadium Authority. So essentially, the authority would borrow money to build a stadium, then the Bears would pay off that debt. So we talked to an economic development expert today who explained what made Indiana an attractive home for a second NFL team.
They'll save a lot of money in property taxes. That's money that they'll be able to spend in other areas, being an engine of commerce for Northwestern Indiana, for the entire region, for the entire state.
If the Bears pay that debt off within 40 years, the team could then buy the stadium for just $1. Then they would start paying taxes. And now we're getting a look at what that Indiana stadium could look like. There it is. The city of Gary sharing these renderings with us today. It seems to be part of a hard sell to bring the Bears over the border. Here's a look at the other stories making headlines right now. The man who hit and killed a state trooper during a police chase was just sentenced to 40 years in prison. Eddie Jones was driving a stolen car when he hit Trooper Aaron Smith in 2023. Trooper Smith was deploying stop sticks at the time. The sentence was part of a plea deal. Tonight, the man accused of killing his brother and a woman is seeking an insanity defense. Jason Lapsley's brother was an Indianapolis firefighter. The woman was a lawyer. The two were found dead in a crashed car on New Year's Day in 2024. A hearing on that insanity defense is set for next week. Lapsley's trial is set to begin January 26th. State Senator Andrea Hundley is now confirming she will not run for re-election. The Democrat is the assistant minority leader as well as a former teacher and principal. She says she is not leaving politics, but has not said what her next move will be. In a statement, she says she's focused on the city of Indianapolis. Next year, the Indianapolis Colts will hold training camp at their practice facilities on West 56th Street. So this will be the last year the team will have training camp at Grand Park in Westfield. Team leaders say it just makes sense. They plan to create chances for fans to attend. Remember, you can find all of our latest local stories anytime on our 13 News app.